Hey guys, Weekend Modder here with the much anticipated release of the SD Tool version 2.1. This is by Element18592. This is the Weekend Modder edition, so exclusively going to be carried and sold here at store.weekendmodder.com. For those of you who just want the quick and dirty without all the extra fluff, this is what you would pick up at my website, store.weekendmodder.com. For $9.99 plus just a little bit of shipping, a couple bucks. Store.weekendmodder.com. Now, this tool is for reading 4 gig Corona NANDs, all variants of the 4 gig Corona NANDs. And this is exactly what you'll get with no wires, I want to point out. So it's the bare SD tool with the surface mount components installed, but with no length of wires here. If you notice in my personal stash here, I've got a little bits of Kynar installed here. I am not including the wiring with these, so it is just the unit. So if you guys are interested in some more information, hang on through the intro and we'll go through some stuff here. But otherwise, if you just want to pick one of these up, head over to store.weekendmodder.com. In the Xbox Tools section, we've got a limited run of 300 of these, and when they're gone, they're gone. Alright, so the couple of things that I wanted to cover for those of you who might pick these up and actually make use of them or be interested here. So, first of all, this is my personal original SD tool version 2.1 that I got from the Modshops.co. This came with a different set of wiring and then also included this really nice little breakaway grounding cable, which is phenomenal. To be frank, I'm just not doing as good a job as the Mod Shop did with these. So in my personal ones, I've just installed using some Kynar wire here, but on the ones that I'm selling, what you're going to get is just the raw PCB, not going to include the wires at all. And the reason for that is, frankly, I don't want to manually sit here and cut a number of lengths of these for every single one and hand install them. Right now, for those people who order immediately, the surface mount components are going to be hand installed. I do have some solder paste on the way, so these will look a little more professional when I get them done with hot air. But everybody was so hot to get their hands on these as fast as possible, I want to start making them available to people. One other little, or a couple of little tidbits that I want to make sure to cover here is, one, I have personally RGH'd a console using this particular one of the batch, so I know for certain that they're functional. Two, they run quite a little snug in all of the SD card readers that I have here. So right here, I've got 3 SD card readers that I use doing my 4 gig NANDs. And what I want to point out is this is an unmodified, pulled straight from the batch. I didn't do any sanding or taking down of the edges here. And what I want to demonstrate is just kind of how difficult it can be to fit in some of these space constrained. I'm really having to apply some force to get that down in there and apply some significant force to pull it out. The same story with my older SD card reader that's wrapped in electrical tape and old, but it's very much the same sort of style as this one. I mean, definitely have to get in there and get after it. Now this Sabrent USB 3.0 one, because of the different design, actually is no issue at all. So depending on what SD card reader you might be using, you may or may not desire to actually pick up something like a little metal file, or even some sandpaper would probably work, and basically take the unit and just rub the edge down a little bit here and then rub the other side down. I'm not talking going crazy, but 30 seconds per side. And I have done that with this one. I was just demonstrating again for the video, but what you'll see here is that this one, after being taken down, once I get it lined up, slides in and out slides in and out real nice and easy. I can just pop her in, push her in, it's real easy on these units now versus before I did just a little bit of sanding on the edges here, a little bit of filing. And then two, I want to make a comment about the length and type of wires that you install to this unit. So once again, just another reminder, you will receive something just like this when you purchase this item. Wires not included, but what you will want to do is install a set of wires. Now I'm going to give a link to some Kynar wires in the video description that I recommend. This exact stuff that I've used here. But if you do install this in various lengths, you will find that the functionality of the device is different for the different lengths and types of wire. So for instance, this one that I've used many times, with the slightly shorter blue wire, I had a much easier time getting consistent reads without having to plug and unplug the USB and stuff using this. It's less than 2 inches shorter than the other set of wires, but made a significant difference in the reliability of the reads through that device. This one that was just a little bit longer, I had to spend a lot more time plugging and unplugging and trying and retrying the reads over and over. So the one bit of advice that I'll say is shorter wires are better, and Kynar wire seems to work really well overall, wrapping wire. So the last bits that I want to share with everybody really boil down to the pinout for this. So I want to make sure that everybody gets the opportunity to full screen this video and screen cap it. I'll also just include this link on the store page so that you can just download and save the image. But on the 4 gig NAND consoles, this is the pinout as it corresponds to the numbering on the SD tool. So if you look at the SD tool itself, you can see that at the very bottom here, each one of the pads, if I can get this thing to focus, each one of the pads here is numbered, except for the one on the very far left that says C, which goes to the crystal point, and then G, which goes to ground, which actually goes to either of the two in that image that are highlighted as ground. So those numbers directly correspond to this pin labeling for the pads on the motherboard. And last couple of little bits just to show you guys the couple of recommendations that I make. Again, these will be posted in the item description or the YouTube video description, as well as on the web page, my recommendations for these. So here's the wrapping wire that I recommend. Here's the USB 3.0 SD card that I've had good success with. And then here's the USB 2.0 SD card. In all honesty, this one has been better and more reliable. The 3.0 one has given me more issues overall, but my recommendation would really be to buy both of them. You really want to be able to alternate between them. Sometimes one works when another doesn't. It's not always a super easy process, so having a couple of SD card readers is certainly to your advantage. So again, for anybody who missed it, the pinout image, and then check the video descriptions, or if you're on the store page, just check below on the store listing, and we'll be sure to have the links provided for the different USB readers, the recommended wiring, and then again, you can pick one of these up over at store.weekendmodder.com. Thanks for your time.